One thing that I have always stressed on this channel is utility-based projects. And over the last couple months, one of the things that I have noticed in the comments, in the replies on X, is a lot of people saying, Nick, come on, utility does not matter. It's all nonsense. Go and look at meme coins, buy meme coins, go and gamble all your money on meme coins. And yet today, over the last 30 days, the top earners in this space are all mainly utility coins. And it's crazy that a lot of people have faded these projects, even though the risk to reward ratio was fairly low and fairly high. And now a lot of those that have taken positions in these projects are being rewarded in big ways. And we definitely have to talk about what's happening right now around the space, especially when it comes to utilities. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. So yeah, as we really look at a lot of these top gainers in the last 30 days, I have been putting a spotlight on it, right? XLM 466%. But also one thing that I have been looking at is the trading volume on these. I want to quickly interrupt this video because today is officially the last day to claim your 50% off discount for the premium side of the free Discord. If you guys do want to get access to this, there's going to be a link down in the description below, as well as the discount code. And if you guys do want to know a little bit about what's inside, there is catered exit plans for pretty much every single project out there in this space. If there's not one, you could request it. You get access to my portfolio. You also get access to a ton of chart requests that you guys can request every single day, and I will get back to you. There's investment strategies. There's gems in there. There's so much. If you guys do want to get access to this, like I said, there's going to be a link down in the description below and a 50% off discount code that is only available for the next 24 hours. Let's jump back into the video. $3.41 billion in trading volume on XLM is just insane to me. But also, if you actually go back in time and look at some of the trading volume, even during the last and previous highs, it's crazy that today's volume is nearly like 10x the amount. When it comes to 2021, it's a little bit of a different story. But if we go back to 2017, 2018, yeah, it's like 10 times the amount today. So there is definitely a lot more focus on these projects. And even if we look at Algorand, right? Algorand is up 264%. We go and look at Algorand, right? Algorand right now is up 284%. It's been starting to move a little bit more violently, but the volume, again, 2.26 billion. Now, during the 2021 highs, we can't go back prior to that because this is when it first launched. But 2021 highs, guys, like 684 million here, sometimes 1.10 billion, but for the most part, it's like sub 1 billion. We're at 2.26 billion currently. And next up on the list, right, we have HBAR. Guys, HBAR also doing very well over the last month, up 257%. I do think that this one goes much higher. Obviously, I think all of these go much higher, but the trading volume, 1.59 billion. Again, if we go back to the previous highs, back here, 1.32 billion. And then most of it's like sub 1 billion. So to me, it looks as though there's definitely a lot more interest on a lot of these projects. And of course, yes, we can throw XRP in there because XRP's trading volume is sitting at almost $19 billion. It's been going insane. And even if we go back to, 2021, it's like 14 billion, sometimes 20 billion plus. 26 billion as well. So, again, right now trading volume is still pretty low compared to some of those numbers. But again, if you go back to like 2017, 2018, like $8 billion or so. So there's definitely a lot more money in this market. ADA is also another prime example of this. Trading volume is sitting at about almost $3 billion. Back here, 5 billion or so. These big projects like XRP and ADA, when they really start to run and we start to see a big focus put on them, their trading volumes will multiply significantly. So definitely stay tuned to that. But I bring this up because I also want to shift the topic to enterprise and institutional adoption, because these are some great public blockchains, which again, I will talk about. But if we actually look at this post here from Tokenizer, he said the past week, XLM ALGO HBAR have all set new all-time highs in terms of volume. This obviously aligns with the recent massive run-up these enterprise DLTs had. He does outline the percentages. Dino coins aren't just back, they're stronger than we've ever seen before. And yes, they are. If we're going off of, the volume aspect, they're definitely back in a very big way, and they are extremely strong. Interest from the retail side of things it's definitely growing, but also enterprise and institutional focus is also growing significantly. A lot of people are overlooking that aspect because it is boring. Listen, if I come on here and I talk to you guys about enterprise adoption all day long, it definitely gets boring, right? But enterprise grade adoption and even institutional grade adoption leads us down a path to what? Mass adoption of the tech. And at that point, yes, utility becomes king. And in my opinion, I do think that we're starting to get to that, point in this market as well. We still have a lot of regulatory discussions that, really have, but for the most part, we are getting there every single day. And also when we bring up a lot of these projects, recently Charles Hoskinson, who was hating on a lot of public blockchains in the past, he did, start posting a lot regarding, meeting up and having calls with some of these big players, like, for an example, Lehman Baird, who is the co-founder of Hedera. This is what made me look at ADA a little bit more recently because of what Charles has been doing. For an example, we have Lehman Baird saying, I DM'd you and look forward to connecting soon. This was on November 14th. Over here, we have Jed McCaleb. Can confirm, just had a great meeting with Jed McCaleb. This was back on the 19th. Again, this is Stellar and Cardano. Over here, Brad Garlinghouse. Thanks for the kind words, Charles. Now is the time for the crypto community to come together, push for a level playing field, and clear rules of the road. A rising tide lifts all boats. And we have here, I just spoke with Brad Garlinghouse. He's a great CEO and extremely collaborative, and I'm excited to see how the future unfolds. Again, this is all in the month of November. And of course, last but not least, David Schwartz. It was a pleasure talking to you. Midnight sounds extremely interesting. And here we have it. It was great talking to Joel Katz about Midnight and XRP. Wonderful technical conversation. So it feels as though we're about to witness a very large collaboration between a lot of these US-based companies. Again, Cardano, Stellar, and Ripple, and even Hedera are all US-based blockchain companies. Okay, and when we think about that, it feels as though we are witnessing all of the utility giants coming together to work on something big. We don't know what that is, but I'm very interested to see where this is going to lead us. Now, we also know that the DREC Alliance, which does include Algorand, Cardano, Hedera Hashgraph, Ripple, and a few other ones like Constellation, Casper, they are all on this. Even Oasis is on here as well. And, the original viewpoint of this is to lead us down a path to mass adoption. This is all about mass adoption. So I find it very, very interesting that we're now starting to have these calls happening out of complete random. We know that they're all working together already on the DREC Alliance and a few other initiatives as well. So I do question where this is going to lead us. Now, talking more so about this, I do think that collaboration is crucial for enterprise and even institutional grade adoption of the technology. And if we're bringing that up in conversation, we definitely do have to talk about enterprise grade adoption and how it is growing around this space. And even more recently, I have been doing a lot of research on this and addressing it a little bit in videos. But if we go over here, this was a post back in May of 2023. We're talking about a whole year and so ago. This is from Ernst & Young, how enterprise blockchain supports sustainability in your company. Now, I know that a lot of people are questioning the whole sustainability aspect of things, but as we look at the enterprise grade side of things, there is a lot of restrictions. There's also a lot of requirements on them, mandates as well, for, sustainability goals and actions. And if we're thinking about that, blockchain adoption for enterprises is right there. It's right at the front door, and all they have to do is let it in. Because what these technologies do is it allows these enterprises to not only see, transparent tracking of sustainability, but we could also see them utilizing the tech in everyday processes because the tech, for an example, Hedera, right, is carbon negative. The XRP ledger is carbon neutral. Blockchain technology is transforming the entire enterprise grade side of things when it comes to, business flows or even processes. Now, outside of this, we also have over here, this goes back to November 27th, Aventus announces the launch of blockchain factory for effortless enterprise blockchain adoption. We are about to witness large-scale enterprise adoption and growth within this space. And I do think that it is very exciting because, again, a lot of these public blockchains were at the forefront of this for a while now. Even over here, this is from Fujitsu. 2024 unveiled the transformative year of enterprise blockchain, a journey through emerging trends. Now, I don't want to read everything in here. I'm only going to read these predictions, which we have AI-enhanced blockchain for edge verification and validation continues to grow. AI and blockchain are definitely, when you combine them, it's a game changer. Tokenization's emergence in the wider corporate sphere gains momentum. Tokenization is becoming very large. Every single big player is already looking into it. Advancing ESG compliance and reporting through blockchain-based evidence sharing. Again, this is more so for the transparency side of things. I've been talking about it, like I said, and I even just addressed it in this video. Uniting diverse sectors through blockchain collaboration drives the ecosystem economy. This is where you look at supply chain and retail, agriculture and food safety, education and credential verification as well. There's a lot of great use cases in these areas, and when we really kind of look at a lot of these sectors, they are ripe for disruption. Enhancing value chain management with blockchain drives corporate collaboration as well. Again, this is going to affect the pharmaceutical and drug authenticity, side of things, manufacturing and component sourcing, fashion and apparel industry as well, electronics and conflict minerals. I mean, these are just some of the industries. I do think that every single industry out there is going to be affected by this technology. We also see regulatory developments on blockchain adoption continues to foster growth. Incorporating decentralized finance into corporate finance is on the horizon. Elevating customer experience through blockchain innovation becomes a foundational layer. Central bank digital currencies remain in focus, and digital identity via blockchain becomes more mainstream. So as we really look at what's going on here, the impact that these technologies have on these enterprise players and even the financial world, the supply chain world, the agricultural world, I mean, every single sector is being, touched by this technology. And this is why I say everything around us is going to be affected by this technology. We're going to see mass adoption happen very fast once we start to see the green light from the regulatory side of things. And that's why we look at these public blockchains and how significant they are, today and how significant they will be in the long-term span of things. So when we go over here to this opinion that got written back in October, how public blockchains will catalyze institutional DeFi adoption. And we have here that public blockchains with their open architecture and unrestricted participation are set to drive the next wave of financial innovation, just as the internet did for communication and commerce. Now, this is from Marcus Infinger from Ripple, actually. And ultimately speaking, public blockchains are the key to all of this, right? And the big players like BlackRock and Franklin Templeton, as you guys can see on the screen, are already here and they're utilizing public blockchains already. I personally do believe that we are going to start to see a much larger adoption side for public blockchains than private blockchains going forward. Because again, you got to remember that private blockchains are walled gardens. They're very hard to connect to. They're very hard, to have that cross-play, communication. And if we're thinking about that, public blockchains allow for transparency. It allows, for a lot of these big, sectors to actually be realized in on chain and have everything that these enterprises are looking for. But also, public blockchains do open the door for revenue generating opportunities as well. So as we really think about what's going on here, it wouldn't surprise me at all if we started to see the enterprise and institutional adoption of these public blockchains really starting to heat up leading into 2025. But also after that, we really kind of wait for regulations. And from that point on, it quickly snowballs into a very large, mass adopted space of utility, where the utility side of the space is the only thing that's really kind of worth even mentioning, looking into, or having money tied to. Because even today, there is still a lot of hype and speculation thriving in this space, I do think that that's starting to die out. And that's why when we really look at public blockchains, you know, these are 5 great projects in the space that I just see being massively adopted and very big pieces of this new, ultimately, I would say this new economy that's being created through the digital side of finance, which is, you know, crypto. This technology is going to be incorporated in basically every single aspect of life. And I do think that's going to be an absolute game changer for enterprises and institutions that do embrace the tech as well. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on for more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, Nick, thanks for watching. Peace out.